The idea of a Porsche crossover vehicle is still crazy to many, but you know what? It sells. Last year alone, 44% of all Porsche vehicles sold in America were the Cayenne. With the availability of 5 engines developing 7 different levels of power, there's something for everyone. But we can't review just any Porsche Cayenne. We had to get the most ridiculous of the bunch, the GTS in this bright peridot green color. The GTS uses the same 4.8-liter V8 as found in the Cayenne S, but power has been bumped 20 horsepower, bringing the total to 420. Torque is also up 11 pound-feet, bringing that total to 380. The only transmission available is an 8-speed Triptronic S automatic, sending power to all 4 wheels. The nearly 4,600-pound Cayenne is estimated to return 15 mpg city and 21 mpg highway. The base price for the Cayenne GTS is $83,300, but our test vehicle's price escalated to $106,685 after options and destination charges. By selecting the GTS exclusive peridot paint, you have the choice of selecting the peridot interior. Now, the most obvious change are these bright green seat belts, as well as green stitching and green accent throughout. Now, some find it ugly, but I think it's kind of cool and fitting to the theme of this outrageous truck. The center console is a mess of buttons, and they're a little tricky to figure out at first, but once you figure out what button is what, it becomes pretty intuitive. And like all Porsche vehicles, they're set up high so the driver can access them easy and keep their eyes on the road. However, there's only one button that matters, and that is the Sport button, because that opens up the baffles and the exhaust and lets that glorious V8 sound in. Despite there being 2 more powerful versions of the Cayenne, the Turbo and Turbo S, the GTS really is the sporty one. It was the first Cayenne to receive the Sport Chrono package, which allows you to time your laps if you feel so inclined to take this to the racetrack. Everything about the GTS has been set up for sport. The wheels, tires, brakes, suspension, and even ride height have been adjusted. And the GTS really is a performance vehicle for a mid-size crossover. Porsche has given the GTS a 20mm lower ride height compared to the Cayenne S and a higher final drive ratio to improve acceleration. They claim it can do 0 to 60 miles an hour in 5.6 seconds and continue to a ludicrous 162 miles an hour. The Cayenne features a height-adjustable air suspension that offers 10.5 inches of ground clearance at its highest setting and 6.2 inches at its lowest. Once you hit 86 miles per hour, it will go down to its second lowest setting, which is sort of the highway mode. This rig handles like no other crossover I've driven. Forget the Porsche steering feel, the chassis is just so composed in the corners, and in sport mode there's such a lack of body roll. Now, don't get me wrong, this doesn't have 911 levels of grip or Cayman levels of finesse. This is more of a vehicle that needs to just be tossed into a corner and use its brutish power to pull itself out. And as long as you drive it like that, you'll have a lot of fun with it. As extravagant as the Cayenne may drive and look, there still is a practical side to it. It can tow over 7,700 pounds, seat 4, 5 in a pinch, and carry 63 cubic feet of cargo. But don't think I'm saying the Cayenne is a practical choice. But when has buying a Porsche ever been a practical choice, especially one that's over $100,000? No, this truck are for those people who want a 911, can afford a 911, and probably already own a 911, but need something more like a Touareg for their daily driver. I'm not gonna say don't go buy this truck. In fact, I'm gonna say if you can afford it, grab it, because it is a blast.